Bhumi Pednekar, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you so much.
Bhumi, first, congratulations for the Filmfare Award that you got for your moving performance in the film Badhaai Do.
Thank you.
So, first Badhaai Ho for Badhaai Do.
Thank you so much.
Would you say this award and performance holds a special place in your heart because you got it for a film with which you actually managed to change the mindsets?
Absolutely. I feel Badhai, though, from the start go has been such a special film. When the film released, it got immense amount of love. It's a film that's gone down in history, that truly created a revolution. And I feel very, very proud that, my film could be a part of a time that helped, as you rightly said, change mindsets, and then being awarded the Filmfare Award for Badhai, though it's my third Filmfare. I'm full of gratitude and I feel very, very grateful. I've always said this time and again that through my art, I want to give back and I want to create an environment that goes towards positive impact. And I feel Badhai, though, is definitely up there.
You are among the top three actors today in the country of this generation, with Alia and Deepika Padukone with most number of Filmfare Award. To me, it looks like the Black Lady loves you. Do you think you're
I
sort of doing this sort of a regular at the Filmfare Awards?
I really hope, when I was a little girl, my dream was to, have many of these awards for my work to be appreciated, to be able to do the interviews that you and I are doing. And I'm really living a part of my dream. I wake up every day and I'm like, Bhumi, this is really happening to you. And I feel very, very grateful because, I know many people don't get to live their dream, and God has given me the opportunity, and that's why I want to do the most I can and work the hardest ever and never ever take what I have been given for granted. And I feel that's why with every win, with every award, with every film success or film's failure, I'm only motivated to work harder.
Staying with award season, after watching Badai Do, I felt. And do you think this role of Sumi Singh from Badai Do deserves a national award? And the film also deserves a re-release.
uh, that's an interesting question. I think Badhaido as a film is going to live on for generations. So whether the film gets a re-release or not, it's available on Netflix. And the film also, when it came onto a digital platform, got so much love. It was so, so, so appreciated. So I feel like a film like Badhaido cannot be forgotten. And whether it deserves a national award, I really hope that it gets one, because it's a film that's so, so dear to me. But this has been a very interesting year for cinema. There have been such fantastic films all around us. So even if we are in the bookie of films that deserve the appreciation, I think the year would end on a high.
You're having a great time at the movies. You have this discerning quality of choosing good scripts. How do you decide which stories to be part of and which not? Because we can clearly see a pattern of like you picking up really movies that matter, be it Bala, Badaido, and Beed.
I think for me, it's honestly just instinctively, there are, when I read a script, I'm like, okay, I want to be a part of this film. Being a part of this film gives me satisfaction. I want to be a part of the story. And this character gives me an opportunity to show a side of mine that the audiences or other filmmakers have not really seen. So I don't have a formula. I just have this feeling that I go by that, okay, there's this childlike quality where I'm like, okay, I really have this intense feeling of just being a part of that story.
Beat Sandhya Verma of Dam Laga Ke Haisha, Sugandha of Shubh Mangal Sabdhan, Latika of Bala, Sapna of Raksha Bandhan. The commonality of all these characters is that they all were looking for a perfect husband. Looking, looking back, do you wonder why these roles where the girl is seeking a suitable boy comes to you?
I feel like even though all these girls have the pressure to find a suitable boy, I feel all of them in their own ways have kind of like broken the stereotype and done what they want. I feel that's why these roles come to me because, in a very conventional way, people would expect me also, like, with with whatever that, oh, like, she would go ahead, get married, or maybe she's looking for a suitable boy. And it's okay if you are, but I feel like I have really disrupted my career in many, many ways. And I feel like
Yes.
that's why girls come to me, because I feel like I really I'm a good representation of what the modern Indian girl is like. And the modern Indian girl wants a suitable husband, but she also wants an independent life.
We saw that in Govinda Nam Tera. But Bhumi, you are a very sensitive artist. We can see the touch in each of your performances. What I want to ask you is, how detached are you to the story or the material when you start shooting a film for the first few days? Is there a feeling of detachment in when you start a movie?
No, I think there isn't a feeling of detachment. I feel there there can't be, because if I'm detached, then I won't be invested in the film. And if I don't enjoy the process, it'll
No, what I
be.
mean is, in the first day, do you feel detached a little bit to
Oh
the
yeah, I
material?
mean, I think on the first you're still trying to figure out, and you're still trying to understand that, okay, everything I thought, is that happening? And not just the first day, it takes a few days, honestly, to kind of like get into the rhythm of what the director, the producer, the other technicians, and the other creative people need, because you are their medium to kind of take the story to the audiences. But that honestly happens on every film, and you're so right to even like pinpoint that.
I have to ask you about your debut film, which was Dum Laga Ke Haisha. It is being taught in film school, its screenplay. Which scene you think from that movie that moved you the most, and one you think that you're really proud of?
So I don't know a particular scene that I'm very, very proud of, but I feel like, the scene where Prem, which is Ayushman's character, and Sandhya, which is my character, the first time that she hears him say everything about her, about the way she looks, about her being overweight, and he's like, she dispels him, and he feels like disgusted when he's with her in bed. I feel that scene was such a sensitive scene for my character and for Prem's character, that I feel that was one of the toughest scenes of the film for me. The fact that she goes ahead and like, slaps him and he slaps her back, that definitely was a very, very tough scene for me.
In that shadi? Yeah. Bhumi, when and how you became this actor activist? You're doing film that bringing change in the society. Plus, you are turning now. You become this climate warrior. You've been devoting a lot of your time and money and effort in
Yes.
highlighting
Yes.
issues like environment and climate change. When this change happened and when you decided to
I think I was
become.
always this person. Even when I was younger, I remember, like, when there was like any kind of natural calamity that hit our country, I would be like on the roads collecting chanda. I've always been that person. So, this is not something that's very new to me. I just feel like now I'm at a place of power where people listen to me, and I'm using my art and the power and the soft power that, you have as actors to bring about positive change. Yeah.
Coming back to Badhaai though, while playing Sumi Singh, what was the process like? Like, what were your crutches? How you stayed in the character?
I mean, because her sexuality was one of the biggest beings, happenings of her life, I feel it was very important for me to kind of not make that so important in my characterization. I wanted to play Sumi as somebody who definitely is leading a life full of secrets. She has no freedom. It might look like she has freedom, but she actually has no freedom. Her life is a lie, but at the same time, she's an optimist, she's a believer, she's a survivor, and she's ready to fight for her rights. And at times, your fight does not always have to be public, it can also be private. So for me, that was what Sumi was. And I've always had, like, friends from within the community since I was a child. I've been a part of a lot of coming out stories, and I feel like there was a lot of inspiration that I drew from these memories. Sumi is one of the most special characters that I've played. She is so humble, and she has such an effect on people, and yet she has guts and she has courage. And I've learned so much from her.
On our roundtable few years ago, you said you don't want to play a small town girl and you don't want to wear a sari. Having fulfilled that wish, which is the one story or the script that you're most excited about right now?
Oh wow, because a few of my films have not been announced, I don't know which one to pick, but there's a film called Lady Killer that I'm doing with Arjun. I'm quite
Yeah.
excited about it. And honestly, it's the only film that's out, so I can like say talk about it openly.
And finally, which is that one thing that you always carry with you on the sets, and which is your most embarrassing moment on set?
I think one thing that I always carry with me is a reusable bottle because I hate drinking out of plastic bottles for many, many reasons. But that's something I always have with me. And I think one of my most embarrassing memories, so actually, it wasn't from a film set. I was doing a live event with Ayushman, and him and I were hosting it. And we had we had Seth, so that came onto stage to dance, and Ayushman and I had to do Ole Ole with him. And I was wearing really high heels. This was right when my career had started, and I started dancing, and I fell in front of a crowd of 20,000 people. I think by far it's one of my funniest and most embarrassing moments.
Bhumi Pednekar, here's wishing you lots of success and accolades for all your
Thank,
films. Thank you so much for your time
thank you
and
so
all the
much.
best. Thank you.